Jai Hind friends, I welcome you all in the detailed discussion of questions of statistics asked in MA Economics 2017 BHU entrance examination. In this video, we will discuss in detail the 15 questions of statistics which were asked in MA Economics 2017 BHU examination. This video is going to be very important for all those candidates who are going to appear in MA Economics entrance exam or MCOM entrance exam, or they are going to appear UGC NET examination of Economics and Commerce. So let's start with the first question, and the first question is, which one of the following is correct? And the correct option is median minus mode equals to 2 by 3 mean minus mode. Actually, the correct original formula is mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Mode equals to 3 median minus 2 mean, and from that formula we can arrive at median minus mode equal to 2 by 3 mean minus mode. Now next question, question number 80. Which one of the following is not correct about geometric mean? Geometric mean के लिए कौन सा सही नहीं है? So we should know that there are 4 types of mean: arithmetic mean, ज्योमेट्रिक मीन, हार्मोनिक मीन एंड क्वाड्रेटिक मीन. अब ज्योमेट्रिक मीन होता क्या है? तो ज्योमेट्रिक मीन इज द nth रूट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ n नंबर्स. ज्योमेट्रिक मीन इज द nth रूट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ n नंबर्स. So it is not simple to calculate. It is relatively difficult to calculate. So the correct answer will be that it is not simple to calculate. It is very simple to calculate is the given option, but it is not easy to calculate. So it will be the correct option. It is rigidly defined. Yes, when we say that geometric mean is the nth root of the product of n numbers, it is rigidly defined. It is based on all observations. It is also correct, and it is capable of further algebraic treatment. It is also correct. So not correct option is it is very simple to calculate. Now next question, question number 81. Which one of the following relation is correct in general? So the correct relationship is that arithmetic mean is greater than geometric mean, and geometric mean is greater than harmonic mean. In the last question we discussed that there are 4 types of mean: arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean and quadratic mean. And the relation is that in a simple symmetrical series, arithmetic mean will be greater than geometric mean, and this geometric mean will be greater than harmonic mean. And friends, if any of the two, and if any of these three, any two of these three is given, we can calculate the third, because the formula is geometric mean equals to square root arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. Geometric mean equals to square root arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. Therefore, if any two of these three is given, the third can be calculated. Now next question. Which one of the following is known as average of position? Average of position कौन सा है? Mean, median, geometric mean, harmonic mean. Now this mean or arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean, these are the mathematical average, while median, mode, partition values are positional average or average of position, because median divides the series into 2 equal parts. If we talk about quartile, they are also average of position because they divide the series into 4 equal parts, while these mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean are mathematical average. Mode is also a positional average. Now next question, question number 83. Which one of the following is a formula for calculating mean deviation in a discrete series? If we have to find out mean deviation in a discrete series, which formula will be applied? So first we should know what is mean deviation. So mean deviation is the deviation taken from mean or median by ignoring negative sign, by taking all the deviations as positive. And the formula for mean deviation in discrete series will be summation fd upon summation f. Keep in your mind that in mean deviation we also treat negative deviations as positive deviations. So correct answer will be 4th. Now next question, question number 84. If Lagrange curve is a straight diagonal line, it shows that distribution is. So first we should know what is Lagrange curve. Lagrange curve is a graphical measure of dispersion. It measures dispersion or deviation graphically. It was given by Max Orange and it is generally used for measuring inequality in the distribution of income or wealth. Now, in the Lagrange curve, there are two lines. One is the line of actual distribution and second one is the line of equal distribution. And now if both these lines overlap each other, then there will be a straight diagonal line. There will be a single straight diagonal line. And if both lines are overlapping each other, it means there is no inequality, there is perfect equality. I am telling you that in the Lagrange curve there are two lines, lines of equal interval and lines of actual interval, or line of equal distribution and line of actual distribution. The greater the gap between these two lines, the higher the inequality, and the lesser the gap between these two lines, the lesser will be inequality. So if the both lines are making a straight diagonal line, Lagrange curve is a straight diagonal line, there is perfect equality, there is no inequality. Now next question, question number 85. For a frequency distribution, mean, median and mode are connected by. We had already discussed this question in the first question of the day, and we know that mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So correct option will be third. Mode equals to 3 median minus 2 mean. Now question number 86. If mean is 50 and standard deviation is 10, what will be the coefficient of variation? So the formula of coefficient of variation is SD upon mean into 100. The formula is SD upon mean into 100. The SD is 10, 10 into 100, 1000 upon mean 50. So 1000 upon 50, this will be 20%. I am repeating, the formula of coefficient of variation is SD standard deviation upon arithmetic mean into 100, and accordingly the answer will be 20%. Now next question, coefficient of correlation between x and y is directly proportionate to. x and y के बीच का जो coefficient of correlation होगा, that will be directly proportionate to. So the Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, that is denoted by R, equals to covariance between x and y, covariance of x and y divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. I am repeating, the formula of Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, small r, equal to covariance between x and y divided by SD of x into SD of y. So coefficient of correlation between x and y will directly be proportionate to covariance of x and y. Now the next question, the correlation between x and y will be 0 if this question is derived from the previous question, and the correlation between x and y will be 0 only when the covariance of x and y equal to 0, because the formula is the value of coefficient of correlation equal to covariance of x and y upon SD of x into SD of y. So if covariance of xy is 0, the value of correlation will be 0. Now the next question, if points on a scattered diagram do not show any clear trend, we conclude that. So now we first know that scattered diagram is a method of measuring correlation. There are three important methods of measuring correlation. First one is Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, second one is Spearman coefficient of correlation, and third one is scattered diagram, which measures correlation through graphical form. And if scattered diagram is an upward sloping line, then it shows that variables are positively correlated. If scattered diagram is a downward sloping line, it shows that variables are negatively correlated. And if it is not making any clear trend, it means variables are not correlated. And we must know that the value of correlation ranges between -1 to +1. The minimum value of correlation will be -1 and the maximum value will be +1. And what is correlation? So correlation shows the relationship between variables or among variables. Now next question. If two regression lines y on x and x on y cut each another at right angles, the two series are. So if the two regression lines x y on y and y on x are cutting each other at right angle, it means that the two series are not correlated. The value of coefficient of correlation will be 0. If the value of coefficient of correlation is 0, then the two regression lines will intersect each other at right angle. And if there is a single upward sloping regression line, then it means that value of correlation will be +1. And similarly, if there is a downward sloping single regression line, then the value of coefficient of correlation will be -1. But important thing is that if both the regression lines are cutting each other at right angle, the two series are not correlated. The value of correlation will be 0. Now the next question. With reference to price index number, if P01 into P10 equal to 1, which test it satisfies? This is a question of index number, and we know that Irving Fisher has given the ideal index number. This ideal index number satisfies the both time reversal test and factor reversal test. Now in this question, if price index number P01 into P10 equal to 1, P01 means price index of 1 यानी कि current year with reference to base year, and यहाँ क्या दिया है, price index of base year with reference to current year, and दोनों का जब हम प्रोडक्ट निकालेंगे तो ये 1 तभी आएगा if the index number is satisfying time reversal test. If we are taking the values of base year as current year and values of current year as base year, both को इंटरचेंज कर रहे हैं और उसके बाद हम प्राइस इंडेक्स नंबर कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं दोनों वैल्यूज को आपस में एक्सचेंज करके, तो टाइम रिवर्सल टेस्ट होगा और टाइम रिवर्सल टेस्ट इज सेटिस्फाइड बाय दिस प्राइस इंडेक्स नंबर, फिशर का जो प्राइस इंडेक्स नंबर है उसके द्वारा. नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Who has given the following formula to calculate price index number? P01 equal to summation P1 Q0 upon summation P0 Q0 into 100. So this formula of finding price index number has been given by Laspierre. Laspierre का formula है P01 equal to summation P1 Q0 upon summation P0 Q0 into 100. जबकि जो पासे का formula है वह है P01 equal to summation P1 Q1 upon summation P0 Q1 into 100. और इन दोनों के का जब हम फार्मूले का ज्योमेट्रिक मीन निकालते हैं तो फिशर का फार्मूला बनता है जो है P01 equal to स्क्वायर रूट summation P1 Q0 upon summation P0 Q0 into summation P1 Q1 upon summation P0 Q1 into 100. And now the last question of the day. हार्मोनिक एनालिसिस मेथड इज यूज्ड टू डिटेक्ट. हार्मोनिक एनालिसिस मेथड कहाँ यूज होता है? तो दिस क्वेश्चन बिलोंग्स टू टाइम सीरीज, और टाइम सीरीज में 4 तरह के कंपोनेंट होते हैं. उसमें पहला कंपोनेंट है सेक्युलर वेरिएशन, दूसरा होता है सीजनल, तीसरा है सिक्लिकल और चौथा है इरेगुलर. और जो हार्मोनिक एनालिसिस है दैट इज यूज्ड टू डिटेक्ट सिक्लिकल वेरिएशन. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द टुडेज. In the next video we will take again more and more questions, so keep on learning and watch this video and again. This video is really going to be helpful in scoring high and high marks. Keep on learning. Jai Hind.